Welcome back, everybody. As promised, the next time you'd see a video from me, there would be paint on the walls. Let's go check it out and see how far we've got. Okay, once all the prep work was done by masking off the windows and the areas I didn't want overspray to go to, for the trim and baseboards I used a combination of tools including my HVLP spray gun, which worked really well on the door jambs and the top little section of the baseboards. I then used a 4-inch foam roller to roll the flat portion of the baseboards and any larger sections of the door jambs. The paint I used is a self-leveling enamel, and since I didn't reduce it down, it came out pretty slow from my spray gun, hence the foam roller being much faster in some areas. Just in case you're wondering, this is the correct way to test to make sure your motion camera is working before you start your next project. Here I'm putting a little bit more primer on the ledge of the ceiling that I missed when I initially primed the ceiling after drywall. Okay, time for some color. The paint I used for the ceiling and AV rack area is Sherwin-Williams Tricorn Black. This seems to be a very popular black used in the home theater world. It was mixed into Sherwin-Williams Promar 200 base paint, and it is a flat sheen. I eventually put 2 coats on everything to get full coverage. And once again, testing out the motion camera, making sure it works. I used 1.5" frog tape on the newly painted baseboards in trim. This stuff is awesome and I highly recommend it whenever you are masking off for a paint job. The next color you see going on here is Sherwin-Williams Cyberspace. This color has some blue undertones to it, and I couldn't be happier with it at this point. It looks amazing after 2 coats and gives some nice color to the room while still being nice and dark. This paint is Sherwin-Williams Emerald line of base paint in a matte finish to help minimize reflections from the projector. Their Emerald line of paint was designed to be a durable matte paint finish, and let me tell you, this stuff is the thickest paint I have ever used. I have no doubt that this stuff will hold up in the long run. And also, please be careful when using a stepladder. Here's a couple of pictures after 2 coats of paint on everything. Cyberspace on the front and rear walls and soffits, tricorn black in the middle ceiling, and on the front wall speakers and subwoofer cavity. The far wall that is white and the closest wall that you see that are white still need to be painted. They will be painted a color called Requisite Gray from Sherwin-Williams, which matches the paint color throughout the rest of the house. I needed to paint the outer ring of the 4 Atmos speakers, as the grill I'm using for them covers the entire speaker, but the white outside edge shows through the grill. I used some leftover tricorn black for this. This is the process I used to paint the return vent, 2 HVAC vents, the 4 4-inch Wi-Fi can lights, and the 4 Atmos speaker grills black. I started by scuffing everything up with a gray Scotch-Brite pad. You don't have to go crazy with this. Just enough to remove the glossy sheen. Don't forget the edges when you do this. I masked off the middle lens cover of the Wi-Fi lights, then scuffed them up as well. Clean everything up before painting. I use Simple Green to wipe everything down quick, spraying it on a rag, and not the parts directly. I used flat black spray paint on all the parts, giving them a total of 3 light coats. You don't want to put on heavy coats of paint. It's better to do multiple light coats. Don't forget your edges and make sure you get total coverage on everything. If you need 4 coats, give it 4 coats, giving plenty of time to dry in between coats. All of these pieces go on the ceiling or soffit area of my theater, and since everything else was just painted a dark color, I didn't want these parts to be white. The stand for the Echo Gear rack was also painted with leftover tricorn black. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and consider subscribing. I will post more updates as more fun stuff is coming soon. If you have any questions about anything at all, drop a comment down below. I also have links to my setup and all the products I'm using for my theater in the description below. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one.